Hello children, hope you all are fine, and today children we will start our civics third chapter, that is why do we need a parliament. Children, today I am showing you the pics of the parliament. See here you can see the pic of a parliament. Now this is a parliament, right? Now it is being held in this parliament house is in Delhi. You all must be knowing that. I will show you the pics of the parliament. Here is how it is having a beautiful garden in front of it. Both the houses you have studied in your previous classes also, that our parliament has two houses. One is lower house, which is also known as Lok Sabha, and second is known as upper house, which is also known as Rajya Sabha, right? Now children, why do we need parliament? Now, why the parliament is required, that we will see in this chapter, right? Children, we in India are proud of ourselves in being a democracy. Now children, we are living in a democratic country. Now we have become a democratic, right? Previously we were not independent. Before we were in the clutches of the Britishers and they ruled us for more than 200 years. That we all know, we have seen in history also. Now here we will learn about the parliament, why this democratic governments required and why it is being taken care of with the concern of us, we normal people, why we are also part of this parliament house, why we take so much initiative to get interested in this parliament. See, this parliament is also made with help of our concern. Concern in the sense we can say that because of our vote, the people who are sitting in this parliament are because of our vote. We select them, we appoint them as our representative. That is why, that is because of that reason they are sitting in this huge parliament building, right? Children, we will see also it is these elements that come together make us a democracy, and this is the best expressed in the institution of the parliament. In this chapter we will learn to see how the parliament enables citizens of India to participate in the decision making and control the government, how it is being controlled by the government, how our things are so important, means we are voting, we are giving a vote to that particular person, and that person who is being appointed is becoming our representative, and he takes care of all our wishes in the sense he takes care of about our everything which we required, which we need. That is a symbol of Indian democracy and the key features of the constitution that we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, now children, we will see to it, why should people decide? Now why should people? India, we all know that became independent on 15th of August 1947. Now according to this, preceding this was a long and difficult struggle in which many sections of the society participate. Each and every section of the society came forward and participated in this freedom struggle, and after a long struggle we got an independent on 15th of August 1947. Now people from various backgrounds also joined the struggle, and they were inspired by the ideas of the freedom, equality and participation in decision making. Yes, many of them came with their ideas, their own participation. They came forward. Their main motto was freedom. They worked with a unity, they worked with an equality, right? Now, under the colonial rule, we have seen during the British rule, the people had lived in a fear of a British government and did not agree with many of the decisions that they took. Now, people were very upset about whatever decisions were taken by the Britishers, by the colonial rulers. So, they were being afraid whether whatever decisions, even our people at that time were taking any decision, at that time also they were fearing that whether this decision will work or not. So that was again a problem. So what happened? but they faced a grave danger if they tried to criticize this decision. Now, there is always risk in doing some work. So they also did the same thing. They thought that at least we can go for something which should give some plus things, means that will give us freedom. So see, nowadays also in a business also people say more you take a risk, more will be your profit. Similarly here, taking a risk was the only ultimate solution. If they don't take any risk, then they will not get any result. So that was the thing. Now the freedom movement changed this situation. The freedom movement changed the situation, and the nationalists began to openly criticize the British government and make demands. Right. Now, as far back as 1885, the Indian National Congress demanded that there be elected members in the legislature with the right to discuss the budget and ask the question. Now, what happened during this government? Nationalists began to openly criticize. They started criticizing the British government and make demands. They started making demands. Now Indian Congress demanded that there should be elected members only in the legislature with the right. They must have a right only to discuss the budget, and they only can ask the questions. Right? So that was been decided by the Indian National Congress. Now, the Government of India acted in 1909, allowed for some elected representatives. Now, by this Government of India Act in 1909 allows few elected members to do so. While these early legislature under the British government were in the response to the growing demands of the nationalists, they did not allow for all the adults to vote, nor could people participate in decision making. Now here was the situation. What happened? Now all the members were not allowed to participate in voting, and all the peoples were not allowed to vote also, neither any participation in the decision making. So that was the issue in our parliament previously. Right? Now, as we will see that, as we have read in chapter 1, the experience of a colonial rule as well as the participation of different people in the struggle for the freedom left little doubt in the minds of the nationalists that all the persons in the independent India would be able to participate in making decisions. Now here we can see that most of the people who are participating in the freedom struggle should be having certain powers of decision making. Otherwise, in a colonial rule, we were not having any decision making, what you can say, benefits, or we cannot make any decisions according to our wish, according to our requirement. So that was our drawback. Now, with the coming of independence, right, now we will be going to be citizen of the free country. Now this did not mean that the government could do what it felt like. Now it meant that the government had to be sensitive to people's need and demand. Now whatever people's needs are there, whatever people's demands are there, government had to really take care of those needs and those demands and those requirements of the people. So that was the actual meat of the government. Now the dreams and aspirations of the freedom struggle were made concern in the Constitution of Indian Independence that laid down the principle of universal adult franchise, that is that all the adult citizens of the country have a right to vote. Means each and every person of the country who is above the 18 years of age are supposed to vote and supposed to get the rights to elect his own representative. Right? So this was the introduction and the beginning of our third chapter, civics. We will see you in our next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.